Hello, everyone. Welcome tonight. This is a community for all of us. This is a part of where I'm keeping it on here on Autocorrect Primer. Give you a couple of updates real quick. I don't know how many more shows that we'll be able to do live. We got some news today about Nikki after she had her surgeries and other things. She was starting to get under the weather, getting sick, and kept getting an infection. So the doctor checked her kidney function, and she's at stage 3 kidney disease. And so there's some things we could do, but I want to at least make you aware that if you didn't see me doing live streams or stuff like that, I'm still going to try and put up reviews. But with that, Nikki's going to be pretty much uno for me to be focused on for her and stuff like that. Plus tonight I have a good friend of mine, Nick. He's going to be a part of it. He's probably going to be listening and maybe chiming in some on some of the topic that we'll talk about. He's not that diverse, just like how Baby Mahal was not that diverse on Transformers, and now she is. Hopefully she'll be able to join. I sent a link to Ninja Bill and Tia Fan Geek if they wanted to. I do have tonight with me. Let me go ahead and bring them up. I have Ruben, which he is not in the room at the moment. And then I have Ghost, Lord Master Starscream, and his girlfriend, friend? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Mrs. Lord Starscream, and I am the ghost of Lord Master Starscream. And I still need to retitle that right there. That needs to be fixed right there. But anyways, but yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad to be here, and thank you guys for having me on, and also having her on. Thank you, man.
You're welcome. I am, if I'm able to, we're going to try and take it where I start doing them back on Mondays, because Mondays typically a better day for me. So if I am going to be able to do the live streams, I'm going to do them back on Monday. I'll explain that to Baby Mahal, because we were trying to change it up for her, and but we'll get to that. Before I get started, anybody get anything new this week?
Yes. Well,
okay,
for me, yes. The figure's over there up on the shelf, but this week, or actually last week, I ended up getting Transformers Cyberverse Season 4 of the Bumblebee Adventures, Snarl. And I know the figure's not in the box, but yeah, there's the figure on the back. I just got this figure in, and Snarl is literally one of my favorite Dinobots because I like that he's a Stegosaurus. Kind of gives me some Godzilla ideas. And I still look forward to the Studio Series one. And by the way, I'm going to give my opinions real quick. If you haven't already gotten this figure, I highly recommend this figure. This figure, I know it's a gimmicky figure. This figure can definitely pass as a deluxe figure no matter what, because it scales really well with the Grimlock figure. I highly recommend it. Definitely worth it in your collection. And that's about it.
Well, what about you, Ruben? Anything new for you?
No. I was pretty upset yesterday.
I'm sorry. Were you expecting something to come?
Yeah, but I didn't have enough, and I was like, shit, I better retreat for now.
I understand. I did see your Batman. The Farley Batman figures. I thought those were really cool.
I want to get those, but I know I'm gonna miss them out.
I'm curious. They look really good, though. I'm curious when those are supposed to drop. But I'll show you guys what I actually came across. Or actually, my wife came across. So I got this beautiful boy. So he came in. I'm going to have some reviews. I was supposed to have them already up. I just, like I was telling y'all at the very beginning, I had some phone calls and some stuff to do. So this is from the Cyberverse. This is actually a very good figure. I actually enjoy it. Yes, I agree with Ghost about this bad boy. Absolutely must have. Yes, absolutely must have in your collection. I actually think this one here is better than the Combiner Wars.
Thank you.
That we got. So I think this one's better. Then came across this little guy. So I finally now have my own Sharkicon in my collection.
Careful, you're
Nope. Nikki already said she was like, yep, I already got that one, so you can keep that one. So, and then I got this one at our local Dollar General, which I'll also have a review up. talking about it. I got some QC issues that I have with it, with the legs back there, but I'll talk about that stuff later. So let's get into the talks. What's that?
Oh, I wanted to quickly say, definitely keep in prayer for me because I've been battling allergies for now, I think 3 days at least. So but I think Ruben tells me it's just a common cold. I started coughing this morning, so if you see me mute and do all this, I'm battling allergies like crazy.
I can understand that. We seasons
which
of
is
change.
new for me because I rarely get allergies, so this is new to me.
Usually around this time I have to be careful and make sure I don't get pneumonia. So yeah, especially when seasons change. So I want to talk about legacy. So while we're getting ready to do that, I'm going to pull up this to share the screen with everyone.
Oh, screen sharing.
I do want the green one better.
So let's make this. So here we go. So right here you can see that we have the new legacy figures, and I'm interested. I did do my pre-order for these guys, so I do have my pre-order in. But let's talk a little bit about it. How do y'all feel about this figure? You go first, Ruben.
Well, I already said it to mine, which I haven't uploaded yet. The Legacy series are good, but some are not okay.
Okay. What parts are that you said it's not okay for you?
Skits and RC.
Oh, okay. What about RC?
Her head sculpt is ugly, dude. I'm sorry. Look, I know everybody's gonna yell me in the comments, come saying retro shit to my channel. Go to hell, all of you. RC head sculpt is so disgusting. I'm sorry. It's. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the head sculpt either, which I'll talk about. And skids. Well, what's the things about skids that kind of stood out to you, going, I don't know if this is really an awesome figure or not.
Oh
He have a bunch of holes everywhere, and his vehicle kibbles can get in the way from arm articulation, bro.
Okay, that's a good point. I definitely want us to talk about those in just a little bit because those are very, very good points. What about you, Ghost?
Well, what do I? Which figure you want me to start out with first?
Anyone you want to. We're going to talk about all of them, but overall, how do you feel about the Legacy line coming out?
I'm actually down for it. I mean, I'll say this. I'm going to be pulling up images on my screen so she can see them. But the Skids figure, I'm definitely excited for because, I mean, I don't have a Skids figure in my collection, but I'm definitely looking forward to the Skids figure, and especially the repaint that will obviously come out is crosscut. I'm definitely excited for that. I will have an issue with the translucent plastic, but I guess it depends what we're going to be dealing with. But hopefully it won't be that bad, but you never know. And for drag strip, I'm definitely excited for that figure because, hey, we're getting a new combiner now, and I don't have the Stunticons in my collection, so I'm hoping I'll be able to complete the Stunticons. But drag strip looks pretty good. RC, okay, I will confess I am not exactly a fan of the head sculpt, and for some reason the image won't load for me. But anyways, yeah, I'm not a fan of the head sculpt, but I guess since this is a newer version of RC that we're going to be getting in the Legacy series, I can understand that. But yeah, I do have an issue with the head sculpt. The kibble, yes, I do, but I'll still end up getting the figure. And the Insecticon, I don't have a problem with that figure. I'll definitely buy the Insecticon kickback. Bulkhead, okay, I'll confess, I am a little worried about the truck cab, but I'm hoping it won't be that bad. But hey, we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I'll just say this: if I could pre-order right now, I would. But I'm just saying this: the highlight is yes, that Laser Optimus Prime figure. Yes, I'm definitely excited for that Laser Optimus Prime because of two one, we're getting a new Laser Optimus Prime figure, and two, I really want to get the Scourge repaint from this. That's what I'm most excited about. And it's obviously going to be in Generation Select. So hopefully, I'm just saying, if I'm able to, I will definitely pre-order the Scourge figure. If I have to ditch this Optimus Prime to get it, I'll do it.
And Jay, welcome, Jay. Thanks for coming. So Skids looks fine. I will be honest. I'm gonna be a little brutal tonight on this line, and I'll explain why as we're getting into the discussion. But I wanted to make sure. Oops, I'm gonna take. But I am in agreement about there being the Scourge repaint. Yes. Absolutely, I want that because this is the only figure. Other than the Insecticon and Dragstrip, these are only 3 figures I'm actually looking forward to actually purchasing. And I'll explain what I think first. So let's go back and let's take a look at RC at the moment.
Okay. Hey, I'm just curious. Do you want her opinion or not?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I haven't really seen the Legacy series yet, so.
Well, these are the Legacy figures. Well, yeah, the series ain't out yet, but
I know, but I am actually excited because I haven't seen the series yet, and I know for a fact I'm gonna be really excited, and I'm gonna be really proud of how the figures will turn out.
Yeah. What do you think
no,
of the figures?
I agree with her. I think,
but I have to say, my favorite one will have to be RC and Optimus Prime because Optimus Prime has been literally my favorite Transformers for a while. But RC, I don't know yet, but I know for a fact she's going to be my new favorite.
I like RC. I like RC from Transformers Prime. I will be honest. I do like the fact that we're getting all these new characters. It's not a G1 figures anymore, like a rehash of G1. It's interesting that they're going with the G2 look, which I'm kind of excited about. That's one thing I am excited about. But I think what we're going to end up seeing with that is we're going to end up seeing a lot of probably them reusing molds from Earthrise. I don't see a lot of stuff because like Optimus Prime is clearly Earthrise Prime. Even Jay just said Laser Prime shares parts from Earthrise, and I think I agree with that. I think there's going to be a lot of shared things. But let's take a look at RC right here. The problem that I have with RC only is I'm not a fan of that head sculpt. I think it could have been a little bit more sleeker if, not so much of a round head, but more of an oval type. But I do think she looks good. I do like the fact that she's going to have a drone. I think that she's going to be one of the strongest figures that will get out from this line. But I do have to speak about the hollow points, though. We're not seeing is the back of her, which I know we don't display our figures with our backpacks, unless you do like I do and you put them in battle scenes. So you do get to see the back of some of the Transformers in those battle scenes that you make. I don't know how our backpack is. I know that these are the first images that we got. They came out with this stuff here. And let's pair this line with what we saw back when Siege was dropped.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel the same about this line like you did when Siege? We saw the images of Siege.
I'll let Ruben go first on that one because I was not really into the Siege line or the Earthrise line until I started talking to you. I started collecting the figures, if you remember that. You got me into it, so. But Ruben, you go first.
On RC?
I forgot
what were you excited about? I mean, were you excited about this line, us getting these images from this line, like it was when we got to see, because I mean, Hasbro knew they had a home run with Siege because they even had a backstage thing.
Go ahead, Otto.
You had a backstage thing where people were getting a chance to see, and they had the Battle-Rama and all this stuff, and you're seeing all these figures, and you're going, holy crap, if that's how they're going to look, they're going to look awesome, absolutely magnificent. And I agree with what Jay said. He says issues also the wheels should spin around the inside of the leg. I think so too. But seeing these images, do you think that, are you excited about this as much as you were when Siege dropped?
I am excited when when Siege came in. I didn't even notice what's going on for the Transformer community. But when I saw this like showing up on a Hasbro PulseCon, I was like happy.
Because you're getting different characters.
Mm-hmm. And plus that one character that is coming for the Legacy series from the for the Stunticons. If you guys already know who it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find an image of RC's back for you because I know it was shown. I'm trying to find it for you. But go ahead, Otto. I'll look.
Yeah. But I do find it interesting that, I'm seeing these figures when the one thing about that you didn't have with the Siege line, and this is something that a lot of us, and I'm not trying to be one of those people that's complaining and just to complain. Jay said I was more excited about Earthross and Siege. Awesome. But the thing is, too, the characters, and the reason why I mention this is that the characters didn't have all these gaps. They didn't have all this open space inside their legs, inside their forearms. There was... So, I mean, I know for transformation, some things have to happen. And I know for cost, but we're going up on cost right now. With these figures, I mean, we're looking at now almost $25 a pop for these figures.
Yeah.
So if you're paying $25, and they're, we already know that that the size is not going to be a full deluxe size. I'm just wondering, is it going to be feasible compared to the deluxe class that they've got out right now that they're coming out with? I mean, you take a look at the deluxe class, you get ankle tilted, you get the waist rotation, you get everything that you would get from this generations line, but at the actual size of a deluxe. And granted, all the characters are going to be deluxe size in that line. But I don't know. I'm a little bit on the line right here of how I feel about this, because I'm like getting these figures in yesterday and playing around with them and seeing the cost it was for them, and then taking a look at what we're getting from the Legacy. I'm kind of going, are we going backwards? I mean, is Hasbro going back to not quality, just quantity?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Otto. Oh, I was going to say, if you want to look at RC's back, I sent you something on Discord. If you're able to access it, just click on that TFW 2005 article or whatever, and you can scroll down and look at the images. It'll show up like a rotation type image, and you can see everyone's back. Not everyone's, but
Now for Dropkick, I am excited about.
Kickback.
Sorry, Kickback. Gosh, that's my brain. I am excited about this one. I know some people were complaining about the translucent wings. I'm fine with the translucent wings on there. I think it looks more insect as it was. Yeah.
And also, I'm looking at the back images. He has no backpack. He's clean. I'm talking about clean, like clean as a whistle, like like that kind of whistle.
Yeah, and that's something I saw too. Yeah, I can't share that Dragon Slayer that comment. Apologize, but yeah. I'm looking at this one and I'm thinking, okay, this looks like a really good figure. I'm really excited about it. But let's take a look at Skids here.
Okay.
That's a lot of hollow on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the head sculpt, I'm going to get the figure because I've wanted to have this figure, but I'm looking at this figure and all I'm seeing is like what I saw with Trax. I'm seeing a figure that everybody wants because we haven't had one in so long. But his alt mode looks better than his robot mode, in my opinion.
Yeah. I have to say, I love the figure. I'm going to get it. I just do not like the car mode. It's not 100% G1 accurate. But I understand because you cannot get certain copyrights to the cars, even if the cars are not manufactured anymore and the company is out of business. You have to let that go, and I understand that. But I'll get by with the car mode. It's just it's all over the place for me, but I'll get used to it. And Dragon Slayer says sorry in the comments.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be getting 3 of the Insecticons. I mean, I'm an Insecticon junkie like Nikki is with Maul and the Sharkicons. So
I'm excited for the Insecticons. Plus, I mean, I don't have a single Insecticon in my collection, so this is a good opportunity for me. And they'll release Bombshell and Shrapnel. So hey, I'll be getting Insecticons in the collection.
I have 1 Insecticons in my collection.
Jay says Skids is definitely G1 accurate. I would have to say, yeah, he is very much. Where's his vehicle mode, real quick? Well,
telephone.
Shut up, phone.
Telephone.
Shut the phone up. Shut the phone up.
Telephone.
The telephone.
So here we go. Here is the vehicle. I do like the vehicle. I like the way it looks. It definitely takes me back as a kid. Seeing that right there, spot on. Absolutely. That is the saving for me. That's the saving feature for this figure is the way he looks. But yeah. I think I lost Nick.
Oh no.
No, I'm not here.
No, there's another person named Nick. You're Nick. I'm definitely excited for that figure. I mean, the vehicle mode is not 100% accurate. Like I said, I understand that. I mean, they did their best to keep it the way it's G1 accurate, but I am also excited for the crosscut figure that will come from this. That way I don't have to buy the masterpiece version because that's beyond my price range. Even though it's right around $80 to $70 something. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I don't really want to pay that much for that figure, but this is definitely in my price range. I'd definitely go for it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting characters that I don't already have in my collection. I am definitely excited about the combiner that we're getting. Nikki is too.
What do you think of? Oh, sorry to cut you off, but what do you think of? Gosh darn it! Hold on a minute. Drag Strip. Yeah, Drag Strip. Sorry, I forgot his name. I had to look at his name. Yeah, what do you think of Drag Strip?
I love it. I think it looks good. I don't know. There's people that's been complaining about the fact that the tires on his shoulders. But here is a cartoon rendering of it, and the only thing that for me is that I don't see the problem that a lot of people's been having with
it's so G1 accurate compare. And by the way, there is one okay. Argue with me if you want. I see a couple of hollow points, but not that many. But the only main one I see is in the legs where his knees are. But I guess that's for the transformation or combine mode. But it's not that bad.
No, it's not.
There's hardly hollow points. I mean, there's some tiny ones, but not that bad.
And I like this figure. I'm actually more excited about the Decepticons coming out for this line than I was about the Decepticons that came out for for Kingdom. To be honest, this makes me happy. I know that Motormaster is going to be a commander class, so I can only imagine how big it will be.
Oh, sorry to cut you off, but okay, I confess, I'm excited for every single Stunticon that's going to come out. Even Drag Strip, Breakdown, Wild Rider, and Breakdown. Hopefully I got them all. Hang on. Drag Strip, Wild Rider, Breakdown, and Dead End. Okay, those are the deluxes we're getting. But the only thing I'm worried about is I'm not going to be able to get Motormaster because of the Commander class price range. So that's why I'm going to say this. I have a 50-50 chance of completing the Stunticons.
My goal is that I'm definitely going to complete the Stunticons. What do y'all think about this? I saw this floating around out there. This I haven't been able to find out if this is a true image.
No.
But if this was a rendering of someone.
Yeah, that's a rendering.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know how people can do good rendering like that. They're masters, like hacker type stuff.
So let's take a look at Bulkhead.
Yes. Oh, by the way, would you want to talk about the vehicle mode of Drag Strip, like robot in vehicle? What do you think?
Yeah, give me a second. I'll pull up his vehicle.
Yeah,
mode
I mean, we
quick.
talked about the robot mode. I mean,
so there's a vehicle mode. I'm glad you said that. I forgot to show that.
Yeah, we'll do robot in vehicle mode.
Yeah, that to me looks fine. I know people are like, "Hey, his head's sitting in the cockpit," and I'm like, it's not really that noticeable because I mean, I've got my G1, and
it looks like a chair.
Yeah, I mean, it
like
looks
a nice gaming chair.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm all for it.
Head hollow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow. What's that?
If you zoom in on it, well, I mean, you might have to. You can't zoom in on it, but I mean, look at the head. Like it almost looks like if that is his head, it looks hollow.
So that's what I was wondering too. If that's like the top part of it or the back part of it, they've got hollow.
Unless that's the combining port. Because I mean, back then, when you combined your figures, you used their heads to pop them on the sockets.
That's true.
So,
I am curious though. That are they going to come out with each wave? I mean, are we going to get how many are we going to get each wave? Are we getting are we going to get all of Motormaster as a combiner as this first wave? Would that be what they do, or are they going to spread it out? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, from what I heard, we're going to get each Stunticon will this is going to be wave 1 for Drag Strip, and I don't know which one's which. TF Fan Geek knows, but we'll be getting each Stunticon will come out in each wave. Like, for example, Drag Strip is wave 1, Breakdown is wave 2, and Dead End is wave 3, and so on and so forth. And Motormaster will come out during the last wave, from what I heard.
Right, and that's what I was going to say what Jay has already put, but Jay says there is no combiner ports. And that's right. It's because they just plug right onto the skeleton of Motormaster.
Oh, so that's why he had that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the neat. Get you back.
Okay.
Hey. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was having audio issues before.
Oh. Okay.
I know I'm new to this, to the lines and stuff like that, but I've seen some of what Otto's brought in, and I just think these are a little overpriced, this line, at $25 a piece. But, I mean, I'm not somebody that's been around a long time, so to me, from just seeing these images that we've been looking at on this, it just $25 seems like a lot. And you're getting a lot of hollow points. You're getting a lot of iffy transformations, stuff like that. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
No, I'm glad that you said that, because that's something him and I talked about. Is that I said I feel like this line here is going back 10 years, because it's like, okay, we got to pay more money for the figures, which is, in some cases it's like $10 more than what we did in the past, and now we're having it being done this way, and all the hollowness. These don't feel like Generation figures. These feel like, what would be coming out for the kids line, to me, in a lot of these things.
A question I got.
Yeah.
Is this now? I understand this is a new line, but it's not pulling from because when I'm thinking of Legacy, I'm thinking it's pulling from a different line at some point.
Yeah, it's pulling from everything in the Transformers lore. So
okay.
So we're getting, and that's the reason why it's going to be for a continuation for G1 fans. It's going to be introducing characters that fans love from Transformers Prime, because Transformers Prime is 20 years in now of its anniversary. It's still going to do for art teachers. She's going to still get her Beast characters, which will be coming out through this. I think we're getting a Megatron, Dragon, Megatron, stuff like that. Those I have to.
Yeah. So far for the Legacy, we'll be getting a Voyager Ant Inferno, a Dragon Megatron, and I think either a deluxe. Well, actually, I think it's the deluxe. A deluxe Franchulist. Those are the 3 beasts so far.
Mm-hmm.
And then weren't you guys saying? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Weren't you guys saying earlier that these aren't a regular size
they're
a 6 inch? They've been scaled down.
Yeah, they've been scaled down size.
That's I don't know about that. That's just another thing on why I look at the price point.
And I kind of talked to Billy dealing with the studio series, because he didn't like the Sharkicon that came out. I kind of had issues with it also, but he pointed out to me, he was like, for the price point for this Sharkicon, there should be no hollow points. And I was like, well, maybe they're just saving that more for the Legacy line, or and then I get the images from the Legacy line, and I'm like, good night, we got some hollowness, Anybody else want to share a thought?
Hey, do you have any thoughts on a drag strip? No thoughts? Okay. No? Yeah. But I do like the drag strip figure, and I'm definitely excited for it. And also, it looks like, he's going to have 2 guns that you can peg on the side. So it's 2 guns that you can combine. Okay.
Yes.
So he'll have a double barrel pistol. Oh, yes, this one. Bulkhead.
Okay, so this is Bulkhead. Now, they aren't scaled down, they're meant to scale together. Jay, I agree that that's what Hasbro's told us, but are they keeping that? Are they being truthful to that with this Legacy line? I mean, granted, like I said, I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater till I get a figure in hand and do a review and talk about it. But I just feel like we're getting this whole big step back, because I look at Bulkhead, who I was very excited about coming out, and I'm going to propose a question too. Would y'all prefer no translucent plastic and the windshields being painted on? Yes. And not have the translucent plastic?
Well, if they're going to charge that much for it, I think it should be translucent. But again, this is just me new coming in.
Well, the translucent plastic doesn't last, and it does wear down.
Yeah.
And has been known for breakage and a lot of not durable. Being painted, though, would have it where it would still be durable, and you wouldn't have to worry about cracking it as much, I guess you could say.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know what you mean. And man, I don't want to say it like this, I nearly had a heart attack today because I had to uninstall some lights on my shelf. I nearly knocked over my 86 Jazz, and it's on the 2nd level of the shelf. I nearly knocked it over.
No, because you take a look here, he has hollow points, which is fine in the legs. I can understand that. the whole cab is painted. That is, and for me, I would rather for it to be a green plastic that matches the rest of the green on him. And if they're going to do any paint outs, paint the windshields on.
Yeah, just looking at this photo, it does seem a little off, like compared to the rest of them. So yeah, maybe doing the green plastic and then just paint them on. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Jay says I prefer the translucent plastic. Okay, for me, I don't, because I've had figures where it's, you know, especially here in the South, when your air conditioning breaks, you have to wait to get fixed, and it's like 90 to 100 degrees outside, which means inside the house is getting up to 150 to 160 degrees in the house. I've had figures that are translucent plastic that melt.
Yeah.
You know, and that's an issue I have. And then what I end up doing with that is I put them in a $1 bin or a $5 bin and let kids come to a show and they pick up a Transformer and they walk away with it. And I don't add that figure in my collection anymore because of it. Yeah, that's the thing that gets me about the translucent. Go ahead, Ghost.
Oh, I was going to say, and also, I think the gimmick for this line, like for an example, Siege, you had the ranking symbols, like what their rank was, and Earthrise, you had the map. Kingdom, you had the cards. This one, since it's coming with those translucent weapons and all that, I think the gimmick of this line is the Energon weapons that they got.
Combining.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, that's fine too, because I mean, you know, the translucent guns and stuff like that, I don't have an issue really with that. But I kind of wish I wish I could say the same thing for my figures. I have the knees blow out on my prow from the Earth Rods. I had barricade, waist never stayed together, and then with Track's screen was cracked where the part of it was cracked, and I was like, clear plastic. So that's where my issues has come from, is that I have these issues or have these characters, I pay that price for something, and I'm being honest, some of my figures aren't even last a year because of it.
I'm going to say this. I actually like this version of Bulkhead. It looks pretty cool, in my opinion. Besides the translucent plastic, what do you think of this version of a Transformers Prime? I guess he's from the Prime universe because of the design.
Yes.
Yeah,
but what do you think about? Go ahead.
I like it. I do. I like it. I like his look. I really do. His look does. I know some people are like, he needs to be fatter. I think he looks fine like this. I'm just concerned about all that translucent plastic, because I think that the figure itself would be so much more, you know, but
yeah.
And I don't mind the parts forming. I know some people have issues with the fact that that's his shield is his vacuum. He looks to me a mixture between Michael Bay's Hound. When I saw him at first, I was like, "Oh, wait a second, that's this Cyberverse Hound."
And that's another thing right there. A lot of people are saying that he's also, besides his vehicle mode, he's kind of trying to reference Optimus Prime a little bit. So it kind of makes me wonder, did Bulkhead become the new leader of the Autobots after Beast Hunters? Because there was some rumors floating around. And also, I don't want to bash this figure. I mean, I like the figure. I'm going to get it. But what is the logic behind the shield? Like, literally, his shield is this, like, little... Okay, he's a military armored vehicle, and he has that little cloak type thing that goes over the back for the soldiers and all that. But why is that a shield? Are you telling me you're going to use a piece of cloth as a shield? What's the logic? But I get
don't
it.
Ask.
Ruben's like, don't ask. These are questions we should not ask.
Transformers defy physics or break the laws of physics, anyways. But go ahead.
Don't ask. You've seen too much.
And like I said, I don't want to dog these figures and just tear them absolutely down because I haven't had it in hand yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened with the Earthrise Optimus Prime figure. I mean, you kind of like bashed that figure like the heck. I'm not getting this figure, but when you got it, you liked it, but you hated it at the same time. But you actually liked it.
I hate the figure for the price. I mean, I'm still that way. I hate that figure for the price because
Shockwave was the worst for you.
Oh God, it was horrible. Shockwave was like a nightmare to me. The octopus arms, but Optimus for me, I would have been fine without if they came out with one without the trailer and one with the trailer, and you could have chose your price point. Do I want to pay a leader class price for Optimus to get that trailer? I know people like TFN Geek. I know you guys would probably like to get the trailer. Me, I'd have been fine if it was a Voyager price because, I mean, the figure is a good figure. I mean, I even got the Shatter last one, and I'll share this one.
Robots don't have genders. Cars don't have genders.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, the figure's a good figure. And again, let's take a look at this for a second. This is Earthrise. Okay. I'm gonna put his arms out. Where are the hollow points on this guy?
I don't see no hollow points.
Yeah.
No. Not
okay. So if there's no hollow points on this guy, if there's no hollow points on this guy,
no.
Then why are there hollow points so much on Voyagers or all painted? I mean, look, translucent plastic for the windshields, but again, get my finger in here. Again.
Oh my God, that sounds wrong. Get my finger in
here. I did.
You know, it's clear. It's
clipped on.
And it's clipped on. It is. It's clipped on. The windshield is clipped on inside of it. So if they were going to do it like, you know, the translucent plastic, I would prefer them do the clip on like they did here.
Or have the windows screwed on. If you know, not like that though.
Well, what Jay said, the problem is
wrong with you, man.
Let me get my screen back down.
But yeah, you're right. We shouldn't have to hate the figure. We don't have it in hand yet. We have, because I mean, these are the product photos, and also, like, the product photos don't do it justice, if that makes sense. Like, so we have to actually have it in hand. And
very true. But you clearly see they're not hiding the hollows. What's up, Nick?
I was going to say, I'm like, yeah, I understand that the whole point of, you know, you don't have them in hand, but then you have to start looking at, are you willing to fork out just to get something that you could be disappointed in? Like it's, or that you absolutely hate or something like that. I mean, I know we can go over these photos and, you know, bash them all the way down, but I just don't know whether these are like 25 just seems high to me. Whether they do the paint or not, it just I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's because I'm new around here and I'm not used to all of this, but it just, I don't know. Something seems off with every single one of them that I've seen. And to pay, I mean, think about it. This line's probably going to be, you know, 6, 7, 8 different figures, and you're 25 a pop. It just, I don't know. But I don't know if this is common for the lines or what, because Otto's just now introducing me into Transformers. It was something I didn't watch as a kid. And then I'm starting to see the lines and all that. But I don't know.
And the first figure I got him was not from Earthrise or anything. I actually got him a Cyberverse figure, which was the Thunderhowl. Because I really like that figure, and the stuff that he enjoys kind of along with it. And it's a fun transformation. I mean, you can go back and forth with it, and it's a sturdy figure. I mean, same thing with this guy right here. You know?
Yeah, thank you, Otto. And I'm glad we can agree. Thank you for agreeing with me with that snarl figure. Thank you, man.
I mean, you know, where they use the paint out, and I'll show this. I'll blow my picture. Okay. Where they use the paint out is on the head.
It's painted.
You know, yeah, it's painted, but it's painted over gray plastic, not translucent plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
And by the way, did you use the technique I told you what to do, like before folding the legs in? Like you put the tail on first, then fold the front leg? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, excuse my language, it's pretty much a pain in the ass to get it on. If you fold the legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it can be fiddly to get on, but definitely worth it. But
Jay says I have every single Earthrising Kingdom figure. Yeah, I mean I have, you know, from Siege all the way to Kingdom. I have all those. I have those figures, and the ones that I had the biggest complaint in was one from Siege. I didn't like the leader class price being thrown at it for Shockwave to have extra arms, and then I was like, you know, and then Earthrise, I was like, you're throwing a trailer in and you're trying to justify a Voyager size figure with this. Oh, I think there's an echo.
Can you hear me? Am I echoing?
Yeah.
And so wait a second. It may be me and Nick because we're using the same thing. So I'm going to mute Nick for a second. See. Oh, it's not Nick.
Hello?
It's not Nick. So
what's going on?
Let me see. So, it's Ghost. It's you. You're the culprit. You're the one that's echoing.
Yep.
All right.
Am I?
All right, let me hop out and hop back in. Did it just pop off? Right.
Yeah, it just happened.
Yeah, it just started.
Ah!
Echo!
So, good riddance to bad rubbish. Now I'm just picking.
Wow.
Nick, I'm just going to say one thing. We're just roasting each other.
Yeah.
No, I kind of figured. It just, I don't know.
I just want to say one thing. I'm getting that bulkhead. That bastard's in my most wanting, my most wanted list.
Yeah, I will agree. I do want to get the bulkhead. I just looking at it, I'm trying to. When you're looking at it from a standpoint of, you know, Hasbro has so many different lines coming out right now, and with that, you're looking at the price on some of the figures, and I'm going, to me, these don't feel like legend scale, generation scale. You know, just for be legends, I thought it'd be, you know, like blowing it out of the park like it did with Siege and Earthrise.
Yeah, but if someone talk trash about that figure, I'm gonna find you.
I just don't like the big translucent plastic. What's that, Ghost?
Oh, I was gonna say, is this good now? Perfect.
Yeah, you're good.
But yeah, I agree. And yes, can we please talk about this figure and the repaint that will come out? Because man, I really want to go all out on this figure. I'm sorry, this figure is just awesome. Even though it's using some parts from the Earthrise Prime, I'm just saying this figure. You first, Otto.
I don't mind them using parts that work. And I mean, and Nick knows this because I always say, don't reinvent the wheel. If the wheel's working, don't reinvent it. Just keep using the wheel that works. This is awesome. I was going to pass on it. I really was. And Nikki saw it and she was like, "Oh, I want that Optimus Prime." And I was like, "He does look really good. I just wasn't going to get him because we have other Optimus." She says, "But we don't have one like that." And I was like, "That's true. That's very true."
Sorry to cut you off. I love the head. I'm glad we're getting the sword. And also, I like that he has those flip-up shoulder things and you got some missiles. Even though they're translucent, and again, that's part of the Energon, because I guess those are Energon-type missiles. And it looks like, okay, those are just screwed on, it looks like. Yeah, those translucent parts are just screwed on to the shoulders.
They're screwed onto the shoulders,
And plus, I like that they remolded the legs a little bit. I mean, you could tell from the waist piece down that it is Earthrise Prime, but they remolded it a little and tried to hide it best they could, but it's pretty much noticeable. But still, I feel like it's missing some paint. I don't care. It looks good. That's just my opinion. Go ahead.
Yeah, this, and I agree with the price for the Commander class for
Rodimus.
Rodimus. Yeah, I agree. I've got to see it, and I don't have it in my collection, but I got to see it and look at it, and I'm like, yeah, that he's worth it. Just like I felt like the price tag for Hot Rod in the Studio Series, that was worth it.
With the accessories, even
with
though
the
it was
accessories. Yeah.
And
even though
go first. You first. You were talking first.
Even though it was a deluxe size figure, you did get a lot of perks with the figure. And I do. This figure here, I'm really excited about for
no
the fact
that,
yeah.
I mean, if you look under the arms where his elbows are, there's a little bit of hollow points, but not that. That's just one I see. I don't see any hollow points. I looked at it from almost every angle. This is a good figure.
Yes, I will agree. I think it's a really good figure. And I kind of understand that hollow point, because even in the Earthrise, that joint where the arm is has hollow right there, and this looks like the arms are a little bit longer, so that's why it's showing up more. But this figure not having any hollow points really, and looks dynamic, and he does have. I know a lot of people are like, does he have the Matrix? He does have a Matrix. Let me find
Yeah, and that's the thing with the product photos. They are being sneaky about it. I mean, the CGI render.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you guys go back and look at the CGI render, zoom in onto his chest, he has the Matrix. But if you look at the product photo like that one, you could clearly tell the Matrix is missing. And I'm curious. I don't see how the chest is going to open up. It ain't going to do the classic opening up the chest type thing like.
I think it flips down.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It looks like it does flip down.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think it flips down.
But I mean, look at that head sculpt. I mean, oh god, that head sculpt is awesome.
And I agree. This figure here is an absolute. This is the top one. I will get this over Bulkhead. I'll get this one over RC. But
I'm curious. Oh, I was going to say, I'm curious. Looking at this figure, and you watched Car Robots or Robots in Disguise back then, right? And you saw Scourge. Okay, looking at this mold and also the trailer and all that. But looking at the robot for right now, if they do a Generation Select Scourge, looking at this figure, would you get it? Your opinion?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
No questions asked on that. I definitely would. Even though it's it's the same figure, but it's a different color paint. For me, I'm like, it's still worth it. It's still worth it because we're getting an update, and some people don't even have those figures in their collection. They get finally have them. What do y'all think about?
I was going to say, this is an opportunity right here. I mean, yes, we're getting Scourge and Rise of the Beast, but that's a different Scourge. I want a Scourge that looks like that, just like that. That's the Scourge I really want. But go ahead.
Now, I am curious about the fact that everyone's asking what is going to be the running mate with Bulk. I think it's going to be Megatron, G2 Megatron. I don't know why I feel like that, but I have a feeling that since G2 Megatron was released during the Earthrise line, and I did get that one. But that was something that you had to get off of Hasbro Pulse.
The repaint of the Earthrise one?
Yes, the green and purple.
Yeah, I got that figure. Yeah, I got that one on Amazon. Well, actually, my sister. Go ahead.
How do y'all feel about that if they come out with that Megatron for this line? Would you be fine with them using that figure, reusing that figure for this line?
Only if it's the Siege one, because, I mean, the Earthrise one, you cannot peg anything on the shoulders. A lot of people were saying that they would have preferred the Siege mold, because the Siege one has those little pegs on, you know what I'm talking about, and you could have plugged the cannon right there, and you could have had the classic cannon or shoulder or tank turret shoulder thing. You know what I mean? The shoulder cannon.
The shoulder cannon, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it if it's the Siege one. I'll rebuy it. I will. But go ahead.
What do y'all think about, us getting G2 figures for Starscream and Thundercracker and all them?
I'm going to look up a picture of the Starscream figure, but, I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't have the G2 Ramjet figure. I need to get it for the Megatron, but I wouldn't mind some G2 figures.
I got the G2 Ramjet, and
thanks to me. Not thanks to me, but I'm glad I sent that to you on eBay.
Yeah, so I like it. I like the G2 colors because they're brighter and they're pop. But will y'all be fine with them reusing the same mold that they use for Earthrise to just do different paints?
I'm
kind of like what they did with Siege. Came out with all these figures, different colors, but all these different characters, the same looking figure.
I'm looking at the color of Starscream. If I could, yeah. This is the classics version, but here's a picture of the G2 Starscream. But I mean, if they did this color for the Earth,
let me make your screen bigger.
Yeah, thanks. Anyways, I'm trying to get it focused. But here's this is the classics one, but this is what G2 Starscream looks like. And I'll say this: if they do this with the Earthrise one, I'll definitely buy this. I mean, it's rare that we get G2 figures, if I'm not mistaken. Plus, I think them doing G2 figures would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, the G2 figures has been a surprise to me. G2 Megs is an Earth mode tank. Yes, he is Earth mode.
Yeah, that's true. I can now.
That's the reason why I like the G2 Megatron.
Yeah, I can understand why they use the Earthrise Megatron. It's because, hey, it's an Earth mode tank. It's not, you can't use the Cybertronian tank, but if they used the Siege one, you would have had the shoulder cannon thing. But I understand. I do.
Yeah, I mean, they could easily, just retool that part right there to give that on there, so the fans would be like, "Oh, wow, that's different and new. I can do that with it," and that would be a purpose for getting that figure. With this though, what do you expect as we're coming to the end of the show? I want to know what are you most excited about, since we're seeing Legacy? What representative in Legacy through the from Armada to Prime to Robots in Disguise? Is there any one of those through all the Transformer series that's ever been? Is there any one that y'all are looking forward to or wanting to get the most?
The figures we've already seen, or not
what we've seen, but what could be. What figure would you want them to make, I should say?
Or that we got listings of that I really want to get?
No. If it's listed, yeah. If it's not listed, still share the one that you would like to see be made in the Legacy line.
Okay. Ruben, you go first. I'd rather have it go from top to bottom.
To do the dirty work then. The most thing I'm happy about is that is coming next year, but I do want to get a Metasaur. I never owned one before.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Definitely want to get that.
Yeah.
And Nick's new to this. I'm now breaking him into the Transformer lore.
Yeah, you got me into the Siege. Yeah. Go ahead.
So for me, there's not really like a particular line that I'm looking for or anything at this point. I'm just trying to, I guess, learn
I would like this.
The lines and how they do all of it and everything else. If I had to do a collection, I'd probably start from the beginning and work my way around. But that's just me.
That's good. Yeah, Brom Knockout. That would be a nice one to get. What about you, Ghost?
Well, me personally, for the figures that are listed, and by the way, can you guys hear me still? Okay, I'm just making sure because I'm kind of having glitches. For For the figures that are listed, I'm looking forward to the Armada Voyager Starscream figure because, hey, I love that version of Starscream. That's a really unique version of Starscream. But for figures they have not listed, to be honest, I know oh man, I'm trying to think. I would actually, well, since Jay Holla, hopefully I said his name right, since he mentioned Knockout, I wouldn't mind another breakdown figure, even if it's just a remold. But I know we're going to get a breakdown figure for the Combiner, so that I'll definitely be looking forward to. But I'm talking about Transformers Prime breakdown. I wouldn't mind another breakdown figure because I never got the breakdown.
Me, Motormaster.
Same.
That right there, you know, and I still got my G1 Stunticons, except I don't have my G1 Motormaster, and I wish I still did. That's what I'm looking forward to. I am so excited about having that combiner and seeing how big is he going to be. You know, I'm really hoping he's going to be as big as the Predacons or Predaking or Devastator, at least that size. I really hope that.
By the way, you said if you're looking for the G1 Motormaster figure, I'll try to hunt it down for you at a real decent price that maybe can work for you.
Cool.
Okay, and real quick, I will say this: if we're going to talk about leader classes, I'm looking forward to that Optimus Prime. But for the ones that have not been shown, out of the Dragon Megatron and Blitzwing figure we're getting, I don't know what the Dragon Megatron will look like, but I'm really looking forward to the Blitzwing figure. I want to see how they do a triple changing from a jet to a tank and robot. I hope it's good.
Me too, because that'll be nice to have that guy in the collection. And I kind of understand. I can understand the thing. That's why I didn't have any really issues with Thrilling 30 Astro Train. When they did Astro Train, I just was upset with the fact that Amazon didn't send me my stuff till a year later. But that was that's still a fun toy, and it's still fun to transform into the train, into the rockets, and back into.
Oh my gosh!
Still looks good.
You can go all out on that story all you want, man. But I'm just saying, $3.80 or 82 something cents. If I got, you had to wait almost a year for that darn Astro Train figure, from a gift card to using that actual money. You were supposed to get that figure on Christmas, and you had to. And what is it they said? We'll send you your Astro Train after we get the Earthrise version instead of getting the seed.
In the email. And then they were like, and you got it, and also you're going to owe us $3.82. And I was like, you assholes. So yeah. But as we go to a close, Ruben, share where people can find you.
You can find me on my main channel, my gaming channel, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Steam, Discord, Twitch, and Origin. Anchor, which I know I haven't do a podcast for months. The Waiting is coming, and I have a lot of videos to upload. A lot.
All right.
And Nick?
I really don't have anything.
Okay.
But he does. He has his PlayStation where he's got him and Nick here doing this farm game.
Okay. So yeah, I play Farming Simulator 19. I've streamed it a couple of different times, but nothing consistent as of yet. I'm getting ready to start putting out some YouTube videos once I get them recorded and edited. But really, like I said, nothing concrete as of yet.
Yeah.
It's an interesting game. It really is. I was watching him doing. I was like, wow. Now you're out in the country with me, and you actually get to see those real tractors going across and everything and running you off the road.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
How about you come plow my field, and so we can start a garden? Yeah, we'll start planting some crops.
I'm telling you. The other day he was here. He was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's hunting season. They're testing out their guns right now." And he's like, "Oh
No,
Like-
all I was hearing was the boom, and I guess you were saying something about the black powder and all that's coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, because it's like a louder. Like I've heard gunshots before, so it wasn't a gunshot. And I'm like, okay, so it's got to be something else.
they're
Oh my
they're
God.
shooting cannons off out there. No,
Yeah.
it was pretty loud. Nikki and I are used to it. But he was like, "What? Wait a second now, what's going on here?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the black powder. It's where you muzzle loader. You put it's like yeah. So boom, it's like really loud.
Boom.
Somebody's practicing just going at it out here yesterday. So yeah.
No.
So where can they find you, Ghost?
You can find me here on YouTube at The Ghost of Lord Master Starscream. Same for Instagram, Discord, well, on my Discord page, I should say, and TikTok. And where can they find you, Mrs. Starscream? Where?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and I do have a TikTok and a Discord, and on YouTube because I will be starting my own YouTube channel pretty soon.
Awesome.
Yes, and
Awesome.
I'll be
Make sure
helping
you
you with that. And I'm trying to educate.
No!
I'll be educating you on all the Transformers figures.
all of
I
them.
need an educator. All right, go ahead.
So for now, a lot of my stuff is kind of slowed down. One because of my health, and also now Nikki's. But you can still catch my podcast, which I do weekly, which is on Autocorrect Primer, which is pretty much on Spotify and everywhere else you can get your podcast. Remember, the book does come out this December, and it will be on sale at bookstores. And, I think that's it.
And she says she has Spotify also.
Well, you can listen to my rants on Autocorrect Primer on Spotify. You can find that. You get to hear all my insanity. So with that, I think that's about it. I think that's it. Is that all it is?
Yep. This is the
I think
way.
so.
This is the way. Bye, guys.
This is the way.